Hey guys, Indigo here, talking about your favorite shows like how I do. Today we're going to talk about Black Mirror. As you guys know, the new season, season 7, has just released, and we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes. The last season for me was, if I compare it to the previous seasons, it was a miss. But if I just as a standalone season, then I think it actually holds up. That is not comparative to the previous seasons. I think for me, what was mostly missing in the last season is that sense of dread and despair that you commonly see it throughout Black Mirror, no matter what the episode is or what the genre of the episode is, whether that's grief, technological advances. There's always a theme: despair and dread. And that is kind of what pulls at the heartstrings and gets you emotionally invested, right? First episode was quite triggering for me. Okay, it's called Common People, and this one stars Tracy Ellis Ross work and Rashida Jones. So the cast was great. Jones's character falls into a coma. In order to save her, her husband signs her up for a company called Rivermind, which basically stores your brain on their server, and you can then access your brain through a subscription. Okay. Now, this was triggering as hell because y'all know how these subscription services be playing with us nowadays, especially Hulu, which I just canceled, okay, because y'all want to be $18.99 now. So Tracy Ellis Ross had me weak, y'all, because the way they kept upgrading the tiers of the subscription, when Tracy Ellis talked about some actually our Rivermind Plus plan is now Rivermind Common, okay? But you can upgrade to Rivermind Luxury for just $1,000 a month. Bruh, I was fucking weak. So that episode was giving like very classic Black Mirror. Like it was taking me back to season 1, season 2, like the kind of Black Mirror that I loved and fell obsessed with. And again, throughout, you have that sense of dread and despair coming from both the husband and the wife. But by the end of it, I think the wife had become content with the way that she was living, where the husband still kind of resonated with that sense of despair and grief. Then we move on to the second episode, right? Bet Nur or Bete. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyways, this one was also very fucking triggering for very different reasons because this one was just too close to real life, okay? This one follows a girl who works in a big food company place, and she's like a developer, right? Then she gets someone from her past who gets hired there, and the girl from her past apparently reveals a very dark side from both the main character and the girl from her past. The girl from her past, complete psycho, obsessive, okay? And she's apparently a genius too. So psycho and genius, I mean, they usually go hand in hand, but they rarely work together, right? So here we have this white woman antagonizing this black woman at her place of work, okay, and compromising her position. And it was just, again, too triggering for me because guess what? Everybody was believing who? The white woman who was crying wolf. And I said, see, I just had a manager like that who wanted to be antagonizing, okay, and wanted to create hostile work environments. I said, most black women, especially if you work an office job in corporate or whatever, could resonate with this. It was hella triggering, but the ending was very satisfying. I thought it was a little bit sloppily done. Um, I think it should have ended before she made herself the motherfucking, spoiler alert, the empress of the universe. I thought that was hella fucking corny, but yeah, I thought it was a fun little ending. Then we have episode 3. I forgot the name. I'll put it in the title or something. But this is the one that I was waiting for. The one that stars Issa Rae. Also has Aquafina in it. Issa Rae, y'all, they put her in the 1920s fucking prohibition. Well, I guess it wasn't prohibition. They were serving alcohol, but I guess it was the 1940s. Yeah, they put her in the 1940s, and this had me cackling, you guys. This one was really interesting too because I'm a writer and I'm really interested in film production and stuff like that. So this one followed a production company, kind of like a new age production company that allowed you to reshoot or like what did they call it? Allowed you to reimagine classics with modern day actors through AI. So they physically immerse these A-list actors into the set of this movie. Okay, it's a virtual world where they're actively acting in live time in the software, right? So they transport Issa Rae into the 1940s to reimagine this classical hotel Reverie. And in it, she's supposed to play a white doctor by the name of Dr. Alex or something like that. I think it was Dr. Alex. And Sean, when she stepped up in there, she was like, okay, so mind y'all, all of the people in this setting are they're AI. So they're all frozen at the beginning. And she walks up in, and this part had me cackling. She talking about some So who are they gonna think that I am? And she was like, or they're gonna think you're Dr. Alex. And he was like, she says, middle-aged white man. She's like, yeah, they don't really, they only understand the parameters of the story, so they're not even gonna think about it that much. She goes, so they okay with a black woman walking up here in the 1940s? Exactly how I would feel. But yeah, she had me cackling the whole time. That episode was cute. And it was kind of giving San Junipero. But same thing here. Even though this was a more romantic story that I think had a very satisfying and fulfilling ending, it still had that sense of dread towards the end because shocker, Issa Rae, spoiler alert as well, Issa Rae's character ends up getting stuck in there for a time period and things unravel from there. So far I've been really enjoying Black Mirror, you guys. It's one of my favorite shows of the past, decade or so since it's been released, and deservingly so, I think. If you guys have watched it, let me know what you guys think, and I'll be back here reviewing the next 3 episodes, the last 3 episodes. If you guys enjoy the reviews, drop a follow and also subscribe to my YouTube, guys, because this is where you'll find this long form videos like such. So yeah, see you next time, guys, and maybe you guys catch me on live tonight to talk about this.